RCR giveaway number 2. The first giveaway was a success, so we're doing it again. This time, bigger. Bigger air. It's a turbocharged BMW. It makes these noises. So here's how you get entered. Buy the mug, you get entered. That's it. Every turbocharged mug you buy gets you automatically entered to win the turbocharged BMW. Turbocharged mug, turbocharged car. Click the link in the description, it's right there. Mug, car, turbo sounds.
My name is Jeff Hardenberry. I drive a BMW 135i M-Sport. It's as good as a 1M. It's as good as a 1M. I'm as good as my older brother. My M-Sport is as fast as a 1M. I put a tune on it. My BMW is tuned in the intake exhaust. I'm as fast as a 1M now. More boost. It has more boost than a 1M and it makes faster, makes more power than a 1M. 2 turbos. My name is Jeff Hardenberry and I have a tiny mouth.
2011 BMW 130.
I didn't come to Friendsgiving to make friends. I came to win Settlers of Catan. And if some kid starts crying, I'm going home. My name is Jeff Hardenberry and I have a tiny mouth.
Somebody is going to win this, and it's going to be more power than they've ever seen. This is much faster than that S197. That was... okay. An S197 is more dangerous than a 135i M-Sport because the driver aids in a Mustang, well, they're a student in the back row rolling on ketamine and a water bottle filled with vitamin water and Bacardi 151. A 135i has driver's aids, which are a grad student proctoring a 100-level undergrad final exam in a lecture hall. They're pacing the aisles and rows of the lecture hall, looking at everybody's work. They're doing that dramatic pause and staring at your answers for no reason. I'm just letting you know that I'm in control here. I know better than you. You can't fool me. I'm 4 years older than you. So this 1 series will keep you on the asphalt longer. But you're going to go so much faster. Oh, you're going to be hauling in this. When you tune a 1 series, okay, a BMW's ECU is an uptight prick, so to tune it, you have to trick it, and occasionally the ECU will get confused before the 100-level sneak skill of the tune bamboozles the enemy ECU back into complacency. So what you get now is a BMW that turbo flutters like a Japanese car. Have a listen. Welcome to this point. There is a Jetta behind me. There is a Jetta behind me. All right. So this is Pennsylvania PA dubber action happening right now. Everybody with a freaking Volkswagen, young kid in Volkswagen, wishes they could be driving an M car like this, even though this is sort of an M car, not an M car. But, oh, I want to pull on this guy so hard. Should I just like gradually, yeah, I'm not going to show off. I'm just going to gradually embarrass him. Just pouring it on, not loading the turbos and make him work for it. This is what worries me about us giving away this car, because I think I gave a good enough warning on, he's kind of far behind. Oh, there he is. A good enough warning with the Mustang, because people already knew that, hey, Mustangs crash and all that stuff, cars and coffee. But with this is going to inflate your ego just as it's doing mine right now. And God damn, this is quick. Someone's going to win this thing. Please don't die. because it's going to encourage you to just go so freaking fast around corners. Because, you know, the Mustangs, they're trailing arms in the back and everything's like old school tech. And this, even though it's 10 years old, was cutting edge in 2011. And it's still freaking great today. See, what that guy behind me, he's just driving an car. I just need to get around. He has a passenger car. He doesn't have a car that's intended to do, you know, windy roads and off-camber stuff and all that fun things that I'm doing right now. It's really a question of wills. Like, I have stuff to live for. I gotta keep this channel going. You wanna f***ing deal with this? Yeah, you cannot deal with this, dude. You try to open it up on the straights. Deal with me. I don't care that it's 2011 in here. And there's no simple way to add Bluetooth because BMW integrated the head unit into the MFD. I'm just spending my day surging the turbos.
Tonight on Top Beamers, only on the History Channel, somehow, we get into the BMW 135 M-Sport, the official car of Edge Shave Gel for sensitive skin. Will this car make it onto the Dad Wall? The Dad Wall, sponsored by New Balance Athletic Hard Cider. Or is the power of an M-Sport too much for a mortal man? Find out when we take this on a test drive through a town that still uses yo mama jokes. My mama fell off the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. Well, fuck the ugly tree and its goddamn branches. Your mama was born in the ugly forest. Top Beamers, brought to you by Organized Crime. Where's our money? You have until noon tomorrow.
Upon introduction, the 1 Series offered up a combination of power and comfort in a sporty package that maintained the luxury reputation BMW had come to enjoy among people who haven't had Bimmers demystified by the sight of a stanced E39. And that's what you get here, but beefed up like Chef Boyardee. The 135i uses the N55 twin-turbo inline-6 that made 300 horsepower stock, but the previous owner has a new tune with aftermarket intake and exhaust. It's boosted like a hot stereo, so who knows what kind of power it's making right now. This thing pulls like a big diesel. This is boosted higher than Doug Dimmadome's hat. You get 6 piston calipers in the front, 2 piston in the rear, sport tune suspension, which sits pretty low, even for stock, and makes for a firm ride on anything but perfectly flat terrain. You get better fuel efficiency too, well, better than you think. Some 20 city and 28 highway for the manual versus, 18 and 25 for the dual clutch. You also get improved low rev torque, decreased lag, and lower emissions, which I'm pretty sure this tune eliminated the lower emissions. Like Jeremy Clarkson said, there's a reason speed is governed to 155, because if you top that speed, you're going to need tires that can handle that speed. So if you put tires on that can handle 200 miles an hour, or, close to it, you're going to price this car out of most people's hands. BMW 135i M-Sport. Yes, you wanted a 1M, but this is good enough to make you forget how badly you want it. Look, I get it. Plenty of people want the 1M. Plenty of people want a steak dinner and under-the-table hand stuff from the manic pixie dream girl who works at the local co-op, but we don't live in a world of dreams. Sure, invent your own life of little fibs that don't stand up to scrutiny.
My name's Jeff Hardenberry. I met Billy Baldwin once.
Yeah, Jeff, I guess that's plausible. What did he say? If you really want the 1M, you better be ready to drop it low and make it clap for Big Daddy capitalism, because a 1M ain't cheap. A 1M is averaging between $52,000 and $55,000 on cars and bids. That's cheaper than a Supra, I guess, but then this is at least more reasonable. While it may be a pretender to the 1M throne, it's pretty damn close to royalty as far as pretenders go. Yes, this particular setup could do without the obnoxious whistle that pierces the veil of a quiet afternoon like Ace Ventura's head cresting out of a mechanical rhino's ass, but honestly, it's not a deal breaker. The 135i M-Sport is the automotive equivalent of The Devil Went Down to Georgia. The moral of the story, as with the BMW 135i, is simple. If you're good at something and you know you're good at it, then own that shit. This is a car whose power is the biggest selling point, and also its small size is a big selling point. This thing is way tinier than it looks on camera, because it's excessive in a way that feels borderline gluttonous. A car for accessing the shady maple state of mind. To open this up on the back roads is about as close to true luxury as you could get because it's not bearing the fun factor in favor of appearances. This doesn't care about looking stylish or being cute as a button, which is a phrase that makes no sense ever since I once looked at a button and thought, yeah, let me get a piece of that. This is a car that just wants your terror and your joy. It wants to look mean in someone else's rear window. It wants to look mean as it passes you. It wants to top you from the bottom and to own your happiness for as long as it takes the birds to win another Lombardi. It's something you brag about to friends, family, and strangers on forums, to your past self in the crucible of your daydreams. BMW 135i M-Sport, sponsored by Enuma. The melancholy feeling of not being able to tell your past self about the future now that you're living it. You can't go back and talk to your past self and let you know what to do. Did I ever think I would drive a car like this in this condition without being a valet at a restaurant that serves dinner pies and roast turkey? I want to tell past Brian about this, even though cause and effect would potentially erase this timeline from existence. If only I had the foresight to reject the go to school and get a job narrative and recognize we're in an age where you can make your own. Maybe it'll take a while to get any money out of it, but things are worth the struggle. Did I ever think I'd be in a position where I could just give away a car? I'd never thought I'd be able to do this, and now we're doing it twice. So click the link down in the subscription and enter to win this. Someone's gonna go home with this, and they're gonna be very, very happy.